right, what's up, boys? This is going to be your order flow recap for July 31st. So today was a pretty wild session. I'm sure most of you watching this already know that. So in this video, I'm going to walk you guys through my plan. I'm going to walk you through what happened in the morning session. Yeah, let's just get right into it. So as always, starting with my pre-market plan, I drop this in my Discord every day. This is what I wanted to see. Since we broke a new all-time high overnight, was not trying to be the first one to sell this. So I was trying to get long today. Put it very simply. I had no good levels to get short off of, really. I had two places that I wanted to get long today. The first one was just this basing period from overnight. I gave it from 45 to, I believe that's down to 39. So 45 to 39 was my first period, and I wanted to target the 57s. My main spot of interest, or the higher quality level of interest today, was this 35 down to 25. So yeah, this corresponds with the gap we created yesterday. It's right down there, 25, maybe even 26. So we had the gap right here, the open of the overnight right up here at these 36s. So yeah, this was the main level I was watching today, but just in case that this 45 to 40 level held, I was trying to get a quick scalp possibly out of this, nothing more than like 10 to 12 points, which is exactly what I wrote in my plan. So I'm looking for longs today. I got my two long locations, right? So let's just hop into the session real quick. And this is still real time, but I'm just gonna scooch it back. You guys already know what happened, obviously, but let's just walk through the session real quick. So first off, I've completely removed this level, but I had my first level from 45 down to 39. So we open up and we just completely sold right through this level. As soon as that happened, I removed it, so I don't even know why I just added that for you, but whatever. So at this point, we bounce like pretty much to the tick off this 36, right? A little bit of buying, gets trapped, sellers come in, and I'm pretty much just waiting for any reason to get long in this zone from 36. And I was really eyeing these bids down here. So the bid at 35 and the bid at 30 were um, my specified prices of interest on this session. So we traded through that 35, come down, filled this 30, get a quick bounce. This is all happening very quickly. Get a quick bounce, a large sweep. I think this was 1,000 lot order. 1,000 lot order, sweep the book. More bids filling right here. I did not take this long. This honestly might have been a good long to take, but this happened very quickly, and I was not confident in this buying, in this aggressive buying, I should say, that was occurring at this level at all. I was not confident in this at all for the low of the day, for the current low, I should say. So this is what it looked like on the footprint chart. You can see all these imbalances. This is from the 1,000 lot order that swept the book right here. Filled those 30s, like I said, more bids fill at the 30s. So you did actually have some strong buying at this 30 level. But after this happened so quickly. So after we kind of bounced off those 30s and made it back up to the 35s, I was waiting for a pullback to get long. My ideal spot was the 33s. And I was just waiting patiently. I was like, all right, cool. Buyers are in here. If I can get a pullback to the 33s, I'm going to take this long. I never got that pullback. I did not enter it long at the 38s or anything like that. Just pretty much just a straight shot all the way up to the Sunday. So looking at this chart, you can see we did bounce off this level and we made it up to the Sunday open, which is right at 64.50. So I'm still waiting for a pullback in this moment, right? So we're all the way up here at 64.50, which is Sunday open. Today's session opened up, I believe, at the 46.75. So yeah, today's session opened up right around here. And one thing I was noticing was I was seeing that these buyers were getting trapped above the 48s. And if I pull the footprint chart up, maybe we can see evidence of that as well. So on the footprint chart, you can definitely see some delta up here. The 48s, you got a successful auction up here at the right above 50. So we just consolidated in this area for about 15 minutes. I'm still looking for a way to get long. I did not get long on this pullback. This happened very fast. I didn't get long here. So buyers were not showing up here after that little sweep we had. Selling steps in again. At this point, I'm just literally waiting for anything that smacks me in the face that tells me to get long. I did not see a single thing that told me to get long today. The buying is just completely non-existent until right about down here at the 35s. And I was going to give it one more try at this 35 to bounce, since it was the key level I had for the day. And right here is where some buying finally comes in after pretty much being non-existent for the last like 30 minutes, right? This is where I took a long entry today, and it was basically because we filled these 35s. I had a key level, like I said, and on the footprint chart, I was noticing that this was where buying attempted to come in. It's this candle right here. It's this candle right here. So I was seeing some aggressive buying actually try to push the price. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna try it. I had a very tight stop loss. I had like a less than a 2 point stop on this. I forget what my exact entry was, but I know that my stop loss was at a low. It must have been at 34. I probably caught it at 35 or something like that. And my stop loss was right below this low right here, obviously. And then obviously these buyers end up failing. I get stopped out. And all this buying that came in, this was the only buying that I saw since the beginning of this push that actually was significant in my opinion. It ends up being trapped, gets put underwater, and that fuels a move down to fill the gap, which is below this 24 or maybe right at 25. But I was honestly kind of anticipating this gap to fill because we didn't really consolidate in this area too much. Like, yeah, we had a little bit of consolidation, but I didn't like how we just shot straight up and then consolidated. I would have I would have been much more comfortable if there was a lot more value built here in the first place. So like that was kind of a red flag for me to not take the trade. I just decided it was worth it. I got like less than a 2 point risk, like I said, and there was some buying. So I just decided to take a stab at it. And this is the footprint candle that I entered on right here. So volume's kind of dying off at the tail. It's somewhat of a tail right here. So I said, whatever, I'm gonna take it. It's at a key level. And yeah, it was good enough for me to try, in my opinion. So I took it and ultimately it failed. But yeah, I dropped in my Discord at these prices right here. I was kind of expecting either buyers to actually show up, um, which they kind of did, or I was expecting sellers to absolutely step on the gas and take this down to the gap fill, which ends up happening. And really, what fueled it was these buyers getting trapped. So I guess I was one of the people that got trapped today. But yeah, it is what it is. That was the trade I took today. The setup of the day was not something that I had personally planned for, but it actually doesn't look that bad at all for a plan to develop on the fly. And that's obviously going to be a short right under where we opened up at, right under the Sunday open. So just to show you guys what we looked like, this is a 5 minute chart. Obviously, from the pre-market, we have lower highs, lower lows. This is another lower high right here that forms right at that Sunday open. But one thing I did have in mind, even during me trying to take this long, was the fact that on the 30-minute chart, we're actually still bearish structure. So I knew I had that against me for sure, kind of like in the way, but it was still a trade that was worth taking in my opinion. But yeah, see, it's easy to say you missed out on the short right here, but this was not something I planned for. Shorts, whenever you're trading your all-time highs, is not something you want to get in the habit of taking. Yeah, you could have fully caught this today and it would have been a good trade, but personally, it was not something I had planned for. There was no scenario where I was kind of watching to get short at the Sunday open. I'm sure there was a bunch of people who took that today. It was a great trade. But so yeah, that was how the session went for me today. It's really easy to look back in hindsight and be like, oh, I wish I should have taken this. I should have taken this. But in reality, if it's not something, if it's not something that you planned for, then you're setting yourself up for success in the future because you really only want to stick to, taking trades at least off your key levels for sure, but even better, taking trades that you actually plan to take. Pretty obvious that this was the best short of the day, the best trade of the day. If I was to even short this, I probably would have been very hesitant to even hold to the gap fill. I probably wouldn't even done that. But yeah, that was the best setup of the day, to be honest. It's kind of a shorter explanation, but I really don't have anything else to say about it. The one planned level, maybe I could have been, I might have been a little bit hesitant off that 430 level, but I just didn't see enough for me to get long, so I just didn't. And I'm honestly happy with the patience that I had today and the ability to just not take unplanned for trades and all that. So like I'm not too bummed about it. I mean, you're going to have unlimited opportunities in your future. Just because you missed out on a trade that you didn't plan for that might have worked out very well, there's going to be plenty of opportunities to take this. And just looking at the footprint right now, like you can see, it actually did look very good. You had the trap buyers up here, sellers stepping in. You get a P shape on the footprint right here, selling, remaining in control or taking control right here. Retest of that P shape, volumes dying off into it. So, I mean, yeah, the short was looking very good. But the thing is, in the moment, I didn't know if this setup was going to lead to, like a 6 or 7 point pullback and then only go to where I basically wanted to get long. So that's why, I really didn't want to take it for that reason as well. But I don't know, I'm going to do some more review. Maybe there's some things that I could have been more aware of, but I got to say, I'm honestly happy with how I traded the session. Although I did take a loss, like it's not really a big deal. It's only one very small loss. Yeah, it's not really something I'm too pressed about, but yeah, easily the setup of the day. If you guys want to join the Discord, link is in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.